Hi guys, I was going to do a video today about the cleaning kit for the AK47 variant rifle and its components, what they are and what their uses are and how to use them. We'll start off with your cleaning kit tube, the container here. Go to this side, there'll be a large hole, nothing else on this side, large hole, looks like it's cut out of there. On the opposite side there's a smaller hole. Looks like it's stamped out of there. You can see that the light bends around it is dented in. You can see that dent. On this side there's a small hole. It's a slot, nice wide slot, but it's short. On its opposite side there's a larger slot. It's longer, but it's just as wide. And a small slot that's just as long as this slot, but it's not as wide. We'll start with this slot first. This slot right here is used for your your gas tube lock lever. That would be this lock lever right here. You can see that it's got a little tab that sticks out so that you can pull it up. This one happens to be easy to pull up, but if it was difficult to move that, you would use this slot right here, the thin long slot. You put that slot over your little lever arm there and turn it for extra torque so that you can turn that over, open that up. Then the large slot right next to it is used for your multi-tool. This is your multi-tool. It's a flathead screwdriver on one end and a sight adjustment post for your front sight on the other end. What you would do if you wanted to use the screwdriver is you'd find this large slot. You're going to put the small end through that large slot and it will come through the other side just like that. And it's locked in there. You can use it for a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver. The things that have flathead screws on the AK are your butt here, is the screws that hold on the butt, the screws that hold on the butt plate, the screws that hold on your sling attachment. You could also use it to scrape carbon or any kind of fouling off of your rifle anywhere if you've got heavy buildup of crap on your gun. If you want to use the sight adjustment, you just turn it over, same slot, you're going to put the screwdriver head through and it's going to come out the other side and lock into place. So now you've got a front sight adjustment tool. You use that like this. You're going to take your front sight here. You're going to take this. It's going to fit right over your front sight, just like that. And then you can twist this either way depending on if you need this to go up or down. Another thing that this multi-tool has is a little slot right here on the side, and that's used to tighten your jag. This would be your jag. As you can see, there's two grooves out of the side there. You take this part, put it onto those grooves, and then you can use this to tighten this down onto your cleaning rod. Now this being your jag, it's got a slice in the end here. That's to put patches so that you can clean the inside of your barrel out, your bore. You can see that there's kind of threading on there. You would wrap cord or a shoelace or any kind of string around that and you could remount your barrel if you want. This is your bore brush. This is a nylon brush. I prefer nylon brushes. You can use a brass brush on the inside of your barrel if you've got a lot of buildup of crap, but I prefer to use this nylon one. It usually does the trick. This is your punch. If you have a punch in your kit where it doesn't have a thin part that is that long, then you've got the wrong punch. It won't work for your rifle. The thin side is used to remove the firing pin, retaining pin from your bolt. You put that through the bottom side of your bolt. It'll go right through, and it will push the retaining pin out the back. It'll go all the way through your bolt head, so it'll hold your firing pin in there so it doesn't fall out. Another thing you can do is take this triangular part of your bolt, you put it into the top of your cleaning kit here, turn the kit until it locks in a nice spot. This way you can put it down. You got a good grip on your bolt here. You can put your punch in there and hammer on it if you need to. Once you've hammered it through, this is dual purpose. What it'll also do is catch the retaining pin for your bolt. The other side of your punch is 5 millimeters. It is the same size around as the pins that hold in your trigger and your hammer. That is the exact same size as that, so that you can punch those through. Then you got this little piece. This is called a slave pin. It's flat at one end and sort of tapered at the other end. And what this is used for is, back in the day, before they had these G2 trigger kits, they had the regular trigger kits that came with the AKs. They didn't have these little tubes here that to go through the trigger kits to hold them together while you're putting them into the rifle. And a full auto trigger group has got a couple extra parts. It's got a rate reducer on this side, and a spring that goes in there, and to try to hold all of that stuff together and put it into the rifle and put your pin through was almost impossible. So before they invented this, they had these little slave pins. Now you could build your trigger kit with the slave pin through it, drop it in with the tapered side towards the right side of your rifle, the side with the safety lever. You drop it down into your receiver. Then you take your punch and you push, or your pin, and you push it through the side. And it would be pushing that slave pin out the whole time until it fell out the other side, and you had your pin all the way through your trigger kit, and it was installed into the receiver. So that's what that little piece is for. Now the cap, if you've got a hole in it, is dual purpose. You'll see that there's squares cut all the way around. That is so that it will fit onto the barrel nut, onto the tip of your barrel, so that it will save the crown of your barrel. If you've got a barrel nut that's flat at the end, you can see that it's got two flat sides. You would take this part right there, that little dent, those are what hold the cap onto the tube of the cleaning kit. You put those towards the flat side of your barrel nut, and you would turn it until it locks in with that little retaining pin. As you can see, it won't come off, but you don't want to do that yet. What you want to do first is put your cleaning rod through your cleaning kit, but I'll start that on part 2, so check me out on part 2. Thanks.